Hello and welcome to Game 6 of the first round of Season 7 of the SRL. I am Snicko Bro. I'm joined here by new Knights recruit Justin Richards.
Yeah, g'day boys. Excited to be back after an extended off season. I'm just so glad to have this SRL back, and I'm loving the fact that I get to watch the Gold Coast Titans. A lot of I would say, talk around this team because they signed some really great players in the off season, and there's been some big chat about them winning the Premiership this year. But this will show how they go up against a really powerful squad in the Brisbane Broncos. No, they came close last season, making the finals, and they got a new captain. So we'll see how both these teams go, especially being a Queensland derby.
Yeah, exactly right. The Titans did sign some players, 17 to be exact. They are one of our expansion clubs. And yeah, like you said, Broncos, they have a bit to prove. It's a bit of a derby. A new captain in Eddie Oliver who's swung some changes. So I guess we have to wait and see exactly how they pull together. As Levi Raymond kicks us off, straight down to the Titans with Lachlan Martin taking their ignorable hit up. He's been a bit of a revelation last year at Pop. He was actually playing for the Broncos, but he's defected now to the Titans, so he'll have a bit of a point to prove. As does Christian McKay. He was stuck at the Eels for a little while. And while I don't want to talk too badly about the Eels, he didn't quite have the success that he wanted to. Liam Ryan, another big name. Like you said, Dusty, the big names just keep coming for the Titans. It seems every player that touches the ball, he's going to have a mark on his game as Dylan Sharp takes a big intercept. He was a big transfer. There was a bit of controversy around his signing for Melbourne last season. And he's made his way to the Broncos, and he almost had a magic moment there.
That was a big stuff up by the Titans there. The first set, they can't even complete it in the SRL. And they get an intercept from Dylan Sharp. So they need to defend it better. Oh, forward pass. Great. Well, there you go. I was going to say they need to defend this error here, and that's what they've done. They forced an error themselves.
Yeah, perhaps some round one nerves here. Both teams happy to throw the ball around, but not quite executing as they like. As Crutcher goes left to Lachlan Martin with his second hit up for the game. He's named at 8, so it'll be interesting to see what their substitutions are, whether he comes back on at lock or whether he just plays his 40 minutes. As McLaughlin goes again to Christian McKay. He's been a bit of a target man for him so far. Really working over the right-hand side of that Broncos defence. Out to McLaughlin through to Mark Lee, the captain. He'll be looking to really lead his team forward here from that lock position. He made a bit of a name for himself at the Knights last season playing lock. Transitioned out to hooker and transitioned out to the halves to get his running game going. As they hopefully look to complete their first set here. As McLaughlin kicks into the bum of Christian McKay. Quite a sizable one, judging by his off-season. Spent a bit too long in Bali. And we'll have to see if Broncos can capitalise here.
Yeah, well, that's just back-to-back sets by the Titans where they're unable to complete it. And it's in the worst spot. It's in their own 20 now, so the red zone. And if you were Eddie Oliver and his Broncos, you'd be laughing. Like, they have prime scoring opportunity here. They have people like Joey Kelly at the back, Justin Plays, Isaac Simons, people who can run the ball and split your defense in half.
Yeah, Isaac Simons is actually playing for the Eels there, Dusty, but the rest of them, they will split the defense in half.
Isaac Edwards.
Yeah, Joey Kelly especially. He was dynamite last season, and he'll be looking to again make his mark in the SRL. As Felix said, to go short side to Sharp, he was pushing over but turned on his back. Some resolute defence there from the Titans, and we know that's a focus of Liam Rogers, their vice captain, who's coming off the bench. He loves his defensive pressure, and it looks like he's really installed that in his Titans team so far.
Yeah, really got to give props to the Titans here with their defense on their try line. It's just if they can defend the kick here. They can, and it's a knock-on. That was great defensive efforts by the Titans, but right now, they need to focus on getting upfield, get over their 50. They need to make sure they get to their kick in this third set.
Yeah, exactly, and that Hayden Davis run will start. A nice line break for him. The first one of the Titans club, I believe, as Liam Ryan follows up with a searching run down that right edge. Crutcher goes right again out to Boston's with the inside board to Nate Poot, who turns one inside out easily, but Joey Kelly handles him quite comfortably there. But the Titans have got a bit of a roll on now, and it'll be interesting to see what they come up with. McLucky feels a bit lucky, chances his hand, but doesn't quite get over. Fourth tackle now, they'll just take a settler. Yeah, it goes to Hayden Davis. And we'll see what kind of kick they come up with. This is their first time to show off some of their set plays they've been working on all off season, and we'll see if it comes to fruition. McLucky goes high. Yeah,
They're
but
kicking
Justin
to
Plays
Justin
takes it
Plays.
easily.
They're kicking to Justin Plays, the veteran on the right wing for the Broncos there. Honestly, I think that was a great set by the Titans. They were able to get a roll on, and they were able to get to field position and get to their kick. They didn't go for an attacking one. They just settled for a bomb to allow them to settle for a nice defense. It's what I like about who they've got in this team. They've got leaders at the Titans, and they know how to win football games. So it's just a matter of fact of teaching the young rookies how to win footy games. As they go for a footy training, Levi Raymond. And there he
Yeah,
is on the
but
train.
they
Liam Ryan, bring it back.
yeah 40-20, but they forgot where the sideline was. Just banged that straight down the middle of the field and gave the Titans a little bit of momentum to start their set as a big falcon of Christian McKay goes straight back into Michael McLucky on the wrap. So that's the third time, I think, for the Titans to not complete inside their own half, and Broncos will have a red start to their set, and we'll have to see what they come up with.
Well, they only have a 25% completion rate at this point, the Titans. Not great to start the first half, especially when you're only 8 minutes into the game. Only completing one set's pretty big. They're lucky the Broncos haven't been able to score twice down this end yet.
Yeah, well, personally, I don't believe statistics, and the score says 0-0, and that's what I'll settle with, and I'm sure that's the attitude. Oh, no, as Raymond goes straight through. Right as I'm saying the Broncos haven't scored yet, Raymond makes a fool out of me and a fool out of the Titans and scores the season opener for the Broncos.
It has a risky ball. They had two Titans in front of that ball, but being Orsons and Driscoll. They get very lucky there, the Broncos, not getting an intercept of their own, but great. Finally, they've got that scoreboard pressure on the Titans. Now the Titans need to rethink behind the try line and say, right, what are we missing here? Obviously, it's our completion rate, but they need to make sure they fix up what is causing those consistent errors. And that's just a lack of cohesion. You know, they're a new side. There's been no trial games this season, no official trial games, so they haven't been able to get that cohesive unit fully built, and that's what they'll be looking to get through in the first couple of matches of the season, I think. Cohesiveness.
Yeah, exactly. A new club, a new spine, goes without saying, new combinations, and they'll just keep working away here and trying to figure out if they can persist with this moving forward, because 6-0 down to the Broncos is not a place they'd want to be to start their season. As Felix Soda takes a nice run up the left here, but he's run into Driscoll. And Borsons, it looks like. As Eddie Oliver spins it to Joey Kelly, who goes straight up the middle. Nice little line break for him, but Liam Ryan wraps him up comfortably. Here, the Broncos have got a nice little roll on here. They go to Raymond, who goes short to Stoder. Really working down that left edge, but Driscoll's got him covered along with Borsons and another Hayden Davis maybe in that ruck there. Left again they go. They're really working this edge here as Allison the prop pops up at centre. Quite a strange position for him, but we know that Eddie Oliver likes to do things a little bit differently. As Cyrus Marks goes back to Raymond, who shanks it. Picked up very nice by Ben O'Donnell, who's through here. Joey Kelly's in cover. There was a little ankle tap that he had to goose step, and it slowed him down just enough there, but the Titans have got a roll on now, Dusty.
Yeah, they have, and they're giving it to Liam Ryan in the Broncos end, and look at that, he breaks at least 3 tackles there. Their big thing is they just need to get to those moments where they can get a roll on. I feel like the Titans, just for what I'm seeing, are going to be a lackluster team if they don't get the pressure on early.
Yeah, I think.
But Michael McLucky, I think he's gone over. Oh,
he hasn't.
No, he hasn't, but
Ooh.
That's Jerome Daly. Let's see what the refs say for this one.
Can you see anything in there, Dusty? I just see a whole lot of hands.
Yeah, same. Oh, he's got it. I think he's got it. Oh, Jerome Daly, mate. Well, that's a debut try, but and also he scores the first ever try for the Gold Coast Titans in Season 7. I think they were able to do what they needed to do there, and that was to get back onto the scoreboard, the Titans, because they didn't want to let Broncos have the momentum early on. We know how dangerous the Broncos can be, especially their veteran players. We can just see how good Joey Kelly has been. Lots of touches in the early 15 minutes of this game. So limiting the Broncos' possession of the ball is going to be pivotal to winning this ball game.
Yeah, exactly. You say Joey Kelly's been pivotal, and so is Liam Ryan. It's a bit of a showdown of the superstar fullbacks at the moment. I was really surprised to see McLucky miss that conversion, but then they zoomed up and that bloke's been in a good paddock over the offseason, put on a bit of weight. So I wouldn't be surprised if the goal kicking extras went by the wayside. As he was just, as Lachlan Martin with a big bump to start the set, sits one of the Broncos right back on their backside. As Crutcher stands at half, goes to Christian McKay, popping up on the right side of the ruck for the first time this game. A nice meterage run here. The Titans look like they've rolled their socks up and they're ready to get to business. As Liam Ryan steps one, it looked like they got caught by the centre out there. That might be, oh no, Dylan Sharp's on the other side of the field, so it's definitely not him. As Lachlan Martin takes another run for the set with a nice little tackle break and an offload to Crutcher, who gets absolutely crunched here. But it doesn't matter because they're in the Titans half here and they start to have a bit of momentum as Mark Lee takes his second run for the game. Yet to see a fend from him, yet to see a line break, but no doubt he's scheming. Back to McLucky, who double passes out to Bawson, who puts it up. Just a nice little bomb for him to get some pressure under as Joey Kelly takes it. It is wrapped up pretty comfortably there by the Titans. So a really good set after points. They got down the other end and now they'll put some pressure on the Broncos out of their own half.
You can definitely see the Liam Rogers effect on their attack and defense. Liam likes to have the forwards take the first couple of hit-ups in a set, which allows the defensive team to compress in the middle, allowing the players like Orson's, McLucky and Ryan to skip through the line and get some fast play the ball. So really good attacking there. I just wish they had put the kick into the corner more, so then that way they could have gotten a bit more pressure on the defense side of the footy.
Yeah, you're not wrong, but I got to wonder if they're really going high on Kelly to start with, so he can't get any momentum in a line break. As Ben O'Donnell turns it backwards, but cleans up the knock on. Because if they go to the wing, then that frees up Joey Kelly to hit up on tackle 2 or tackle 3. Whereas this way, they can get numbers around him as he's catching it and really limit his effect. Because we know how dangerous he is in broken space.
Well, that is also a great point. Didn't even think of it that way. You can very much see that the Titans have had a bit of a 50-50 half, where the Broncos, they've been pretty solid. They haven't given away too many errors and penalties, and we have to give it to them. Keeping them below their 50, and there we go, like what we're talking about, Joey Kelly getting on the front foot. He's already up to the 48-metre mark.
Yeah, exactly. It was a bit of a lackluster kick from Boston, straight down the middle, straight to Joey Kelly. And he makes him pay as Isaac Edwards just goes straight down the middle. As the half says, get on my back team, we're going straight to the try line. As Felix Stoder gets levelled by Hayden Davis. Welcome to the Broncos, son. You have just been put down. Hayden Davis, one of the big hitters last year in season 6 for the Rabbitohs, and it looks like he's taking that form straight over to the Titans.
Yeah, he was certainly one of our best players. Oh, and Mark Lee sees a player offside and is able to get a penalty from it. And that's why he's a captain, a very intelligent lock himself. This will allow the Titans to get on the front foot, but I think the Broncos, when they can get on a defensive effort, especially with the likes of Ford and Allison. They don't have long left on the field, as substitutions will be starting to roll onto the field very shortly.
Yeah, but by the same token, we're about to have Liam Rogers come on, and he's almost, I wouldn't say an upgrade on current Titans props, but he's certainly going to get to work. So you have the Broncos, they're about to lose a bit of quality in their props because we know how good Allison is. Whereas Titans, they're going to remain level. So we'll have to see if they can really push forward here as we see the Titans props running off the field. Here where the Broncos will be stuck on until they get the ball. They got 2 more tackles here, the Titans, and they spin it right out to McLucky, who just gets caught up with it. Here comes the Titans. But he's fighting for the try line. And he's held there. As Lee goes back to Borson's with a nice little grubber. Picked up by Matt Downey. That is his first touch of the season. His first touch of the game and his first touch as a Titan. And he scored a nice try there off the boot of Mike Borson's.
Yeah, great stuff there by the Titans there. What I really liked, when they got closer to the goal line, they started shortening up their passes, which also makes the core forwards of the Broncos have to rely on their quick feet to make sure they can get to the tackle, therefore compressing the defensive line even shorter, which then will allow for the attacking kick like that one. So great stuff there by the Titans. Broncos just need to be able to read the offense a bit better there, I feel.
Yeah, I think the Broncos need to have a long, hard look at themselves. I've just seen Matt Downey's haircut, and if you let someone like that score against you, you really got some problems. As McLucky slots it through for an extra two.
Good thing is they got 20 minutes left in this half, the Broncos, and they are only 4 points down. So if they can get a converted try, they're going to be leading at half time. But first they
Yeah,
have to defend this set from points.
yeah, I feel like they let the momentum slip a little bit. They were 6-0 up, they're now 10-6 down. It's going to take a titanic effort from the Broncos here to hold the Titans scoreless for the rest of this half. So it looks like they're just warming up. As Matt Downey, after his try, backs up with the first run of the set. We expect a power set here from the Titans as Crutcher goes out to McLucky, who tips onto Driscoll, who's getting involved from right second row, which is good to see. And yeah, so far Titans straight up the middle of the field. As now Crutcher takes little run, spots the offside marker, but runs straight into a solid line of defence there for the Broncos. Which leaves Liam Ryan at half as he goes out to Christian McKay, who's been solid, if not spectacular, so far in his Titans debut.
Yeah, as we get on the front foot for Titans and getting those fast play balls just like that there. Unfortunately for the Broncos, like you said earlier, Ford and Allison are now off the field. But we can't underestimate Justin Barsic on how good he is off the bench and how much of an impact he can make. What they just need to do is make sure they're getting the momentum. Their momentum will come through their outside backs in these late sets, I feel.
Yeah, Kyriakis Ilias, man, that's a surname and a half. On debut, takes his first hit up in the SRL, and he's up against his mate Liam Rogers, who'll be looking to sit him backwards. And yeah, Barisic was an absolute monster for Parramatta last season off the bench. I think he even pushed Luke Short out of some minutes at the back end of that season. He was playing so well. So Broncos will really be looking for him to make an impact for him. As Simon Hunt goes
and there we go,
through.
Simon Hunt.
Yeah,
Simon Hunt.
Veretto.
Hunt and Veretto are very underappreciated for the side, I feel. Veretto making his debut, making his return to Broncos, I should say, after having 2 seasons at the Knights. But Hunt was a spectacular player the last 2 seasons for the Broncos, and I think he'll continue to be.
Yeah, how come Veretto left the Broncos? Do you know?
It was a bit after my start in the mines. I think they just had some poor leadership skill, communication at that time. I can't comment on it though. That's how Broncos matter.
Yeah, regardless, good to see him back at the club that he obviously loves. If you've seen him in the chat, he's been very happy to be back at the Broncos. As Mark Lee now takes a nice strong hit up with an offload to McLucky on the fourth tackle, but that'll leave both of them out of commission for the kick. So Mike Parsons will slot in to the right of the play the ball and puts up a nice, as a punt. I thought he was going for a bomb. A punt down to Dylan Sharp, who goes straight through, but Liam Ryan mops him up. And the Broncos once again are working it out of their own half.
Well, we thought we were going to get some momentum from Dylan Sharp there, but Liam Ryan and his defensive reads are very good at fullback. So we're just being able to see how much they're going to be able to shut down the back three of the Broncos. I think they just need a power forward to break this line now. Just there, Felix Stoder. Oh, he was listening to me with an AirPod in his ear. Pretty good from a young fella.
Yeah, asking you shall receive, Dusty, as he doubles up with a second effort back down the short side. But Dylan Sharp can't make any extra meters. So we'll have to see if they can really muscle up on defense here like the Titans have the Broncos and keep the Titans pinned down in their half as Liam Ryan, always dangerous. But gets absolutely bounced backwards onto his bum. But I think it was Barisic.
Veretto or Barsic.
Yeah, I think it was Barisic. Yeah, as Ilias takes the first hit up on Veretto now. He'd love to get one back for his club as he pushes forward and ends up millimeters short here. And Eddie Oliver then got a bit greedy and was swallowed by the Titans defense. And that's already 3 tackles gone now for the Broncos. As Veretto strolls over straight under the uprights. And like we said, he'd love to get one for his club. And he's back on the score sheet.
Yeah, getting back. His return to the Brisbane Broncos at lock there. So great stuff there all around great effort by the kick chasers there in Barisic and Veretto, whoever it might be. If we could get a replay on that would be amazing. But 1% efforts on both teams are what's going to be able to get the grind in the last 12 minutes of this half. Broncos are now up, but will be up by 2 points it looks like. So it'll be a matter of making sure they can hold that lead for the short time they have left in this half.
Yeah, and for all the prophesizing we did about the Broncos props and how they'd have to match up with the Titans props, they've had an immediate impact with the big hit from Barisic into the try from Greto. As now McLucky, he has definitely been hitting the weights. That bloke is bigger than when he was at the Warriors. Maybe he's just grown up, I'm not sure. But anyway, he'll be kicking off here for the Titans, and the Broncos will look to go back-to-back here because they have a little bit of momentum. And as we all know in the SRL, momentum is king, and anything can happen here on the front foot. As Joey Kelly goes off to Ilias, I'm not even going to pronounce his first name. Someone obviously had a stroke in the birth certificate room because that should not be humanely possible. As Simon Hunt takes a run, both right second rowers getting involved in this game, which is always good to see. Sometimes they are a bit underappreciated on their edge there. As Eddie Oliver goes to Felix Stoder with a nice little tackle break and then bursts into the backfield before he's caught and taken down. So a good set here from the Broncos after points so far. And they spin it out to Raymond, to Isaac Edwards, to Joey Kelly, who's pinning his ears for the corner. But Liam Ryan wraps him up. Oh, that was very close there for the Broncos. I thought they were going to be going through now. As Isaac Edwards goes off to Barisic, and he's surging for the line, but he's taken down a couple of metres short here. Eddie Oliver with a big decision out of half here. He goes left to Redo again. If it works once, try again, but he's turned onto his back there. A really powerful sit there for the Broncos.
Yeah, it was fantastic, and Stodo has really picked up the pace in the last two sets they've had, which is great to see from the young bloke, showing that both the second rowers are getting involved in this game. And like you said, the right second rows can be very underappreciated in some days. They're mostly used for defense at times, but when they do get in offense, they kill it.
Yeah, and Felix Stoder, I think, is a rookie still. I'm not sure whether this is his debut game or if he snuck a few in last year, but he's been really impressive mixing it with the big boys. As Malaki goes for a deep kick and even puts it further than one would think humanly possible. He was almost on the left touchline there, and he's put that all the way over the right-hand side. And that's the kind of mistakes that a rookie half can make sometimes, but it's exactly what the Titans don't need.
Yeah, especially after conceding points a couple sets ago, and in the field where they've done it, the Broncos are only like 36 meters away from it, and now even closer to that. If they have a roll the forwards have been going on, it could be dangerous. As Barisic tips it off to Edwards.
Yeah, awfully close there for Barisic. He's picking up exactly where he's left off as Breda goes straight down Highway 1, wants a repeat of his first try now. Broncos seem to be camped on this Titans line as Stoder's pushing for the line, but it looks like someone will get around his legs and hold him up. They have two more tackles here as Eddie goes to Raymond with the outside. Pete Brado, welcome back to the SRL. He was on a euphoric high after that try, and now he's on an awful low. He was absolutely pumped there by Matt Downey, as if to say, you got it through us once, but it won't happen again. Now as the Titans are working way off the line, and Liam Rogers straight through, but Joey Kelly wraps him up quite comfortably. But that's the kind of impact we expect from Rogers. He's got a little bit more speed than the average prop, but he's really putting it to use there. As McLucky goes out to Luke Driscoll now, he just takes a settler there for the Titans. Things were getting a bit helter-skelter after the big hit in the line break, but the old heads know how to settle things down now. As Crutcher goes to Borsons, out to Liam Ryan, flirting with his touchline. Ben O'Donnell does.
Yeah, Ben was certainly flirting with that touchline. I think the Titans have been a bit rattled ever since Liam Ryan got kicked on his knocked on his butt. And we see again, as they do another offside kick, that's twice in this game that they've conceded that type of penalty. And now the Broncos just get even better field position than what they would have if the kick had gone had been actually kicked. Starting at the 30, it would just be a matter of, do they go for the throat or do they just conserve their energy going into the second half?
You think they have to go for the throat here. This is a prime chance for them. Like you said about 15 minutes ago, if the Broncos can score a couple, they can go into the halfway lead, and they've done exactly that. And they're not going to want to let things slip now. As Maliaki, I think that could be his first run in the SRL, takes on, but he's wrapped up there fairly easily as now Edwards goes. Absolutely dwarfed there by Downey. That size mismatch does not look fair. As now Barisic again, he's really putting his foot forward here to be one of the better interchange props this season. He's had a terrific stint. As Eddie Oliver goes to Raymond, who goes to the grubber, but unfortunately knocks it on. And the Titans get away there by the skin of their teeth, Dusty.
Yeah, I think the Titans were very lucky because if he had gotten that kick through, one of the boys would have been through to score that try. So Titans a bit lucky on that one. They have been good in defense at times, the Titans. besides the besides the Pete Loretto try, just being able to see if they can march upfield. They have had some difficulty with that in a couple of sets this half.
Yeah, they seem to want to go laterally, don't they? They don't really want to roll their sleeves up and get dirty. They're trying to go around the Broncos rather than through them. And in the SRL, if you don't put the grunt work in first, speaking of the grunt work, McLucky, or Crutcher even was it? No, it was McLucky with a beautiful 40-20 here. And with 2 minutes to go to half time, could give the Titans a chance to sneak a lead.
Yeah, that's right. Titans, they have a minute 40 left to score a try. It's just a matter of time. Broncos need to hold on. Goal defense at times haven't been great. Although one try did come from a kick from a runaway try at the Titans zone. And as Jerome Daly gets put on his back, he won't be scoring a try from dummy half again.
Yeah, and he wanted the double there, didn't he? He was super interested, but Broncos held strong. Oh, there's a bit of a juggle from Hayden Davis. And he goes over the circus trick there, held him up with a juggle, and then as they were all distracted, straight through the hole here. And like we said, the Titans have snuck into halftime with a lead.
If I was the referee on this point, I'd be looking for a shepherd of sorts with that pass, just making sure that it was clean. Yeah, I would be calling that back if I was the ref, but I'm just a commentator. I've got no control over that.
The Titans cheergirls are happy with that, and so am I now, as the Titans look to take a 4-point lead into half-time. McLucky should slot this over quite comfortably, but I won't make any ill-advised bets. And he does easily here. So Broncos, for as good as they've been, are going to go down to half-time. They're going to go into half-time 4 points down. And against this Titans team, which seems to have points just bubbling at their fingertips if they can just get down to the opposition end. Quite a scary proposition for them.
Yeah, at times they seem like a team that finds it difficult to gain meters, especially in their half. But when they get into the opposition's half, they just go on a complete and utter tear. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, definitely. That's exactly actually how I would describe it. Once they get there, they're unstoppable. The issue is just getting there in the first place. As the Broncos go into half-time, 4 points down for the Titans. Welcome back to Cbus Super Stadium, where the Titans are taking on the Broncos. They're up by 4 points at halftime, 3 tries to 2, with a 16-12 lead as McLucky looks to get us underway. Dusty, what were your highlights from that half, or even from halftime, or even your off-season? You can pick.
Well, I definitely like the way the Titans defended on their goal line for majority of that first half. Broncos showed a bit of grit, especially when those bench subs came on. There was a mixture of both ups and downs for both teams, so I won't glaze both here, one or the other. There was a mixture bag. Oh, as the Broncos are put on their butt and Christian McKay picks it up, they're going to be in prime scoring at the start of the second half.
Yeah,
and Liam Ryan.
Too easy there for the Titans. Rabbitoh's boy has become the Titans man with a fast try there. He's still wearing his old club's headgear, but he's really helping the Titans out here with a nice big right foot, left foot, turns the Broncos inside out, and Joey Catley can't do anything to cover. That's exactly what the Broncos didn't want, Dusty.
Well, it's like what we said before halftime. Every time the Titans are in the opposition's 50, they turn into a brutal scoring machine. But when they're in their own, they're a bit flaccid.
Yeah, flaccid. We like to see them turgid in the opposition half. It feels like the Titans, it's like you're playing Russian roulette. You spin that chamber, you pull the trigger, and every now and then it's going to go off and there's nothing you can do to stop it. But if they can stop shooting blanks, they'll be a much stronger team to compete with.
Yeah, certainly. I think if they keep doing this 50-50 performance in every game this year, it's going to win a bit of a Supercoach sides. Which, by the way, if you're not joined already, please do.
Yeah, feel free to give a better plug if you want, Dusty. I won't laugh this time.
Well, if you want to plug, just remember that we are now in partnership with Unfamiliar Apparel. Look in the league alerts to see what they shop, as well as you can design your own t-shirts. So if you win the Premiership season, maybe a little reward for your teammates. Maybe design their own Premiership winning polos, just a thought.
That was good. That was a better plug than Liam Ryan had in season 3 when he fixed up his hairline. Now, as Mark Lee with a big fend, and the Titans are getting a bit of momentum here. It's a scary proposition to be a Broncos fan right now. There was a lot of uncertainty
Going for the early
about them
kick.
coming into this season.
I must say, the kicking game has been very uneventful with multiple errors, multiple penalties, and all around just not being able to succeed where they need to. As now the Broncos are in prime scoring territory again, it's just been back and forth now. If they can get the ball to either Pete Veretto, or as they do, can probably score. Now he's turning his back.
Yeah, the kicking game of the Titans is a bit like their whole game, isn't it? Sometimes really good, sometimes really bad. And if they can just string it together, they'll be all right. But the Titans did well there. Eddie Oliver did to earn a penalty for his team. As Eddie Devon takes his second hit up for the SRL, for his SRL season. Yeah. And if the Titans can string it together, it's good night to the Broncos. But the Broncos aren't going away. They're hanging in there. And they'll make it tough for any team to run away from them.
With a set restart, they look to keep going. They just look to do one-off plays to their forwards. Maybe now they can do a dummy half scoop. No, they pass to Levi Raymond. Who's stopped right on the try line.
Yeah, and then Eddie Oliver repeats the dose because if it didn't work once, try again. But Raymond with a terrific grubber, cleaned up by Lachlan Martin, who takes a minute to wave to the crowd before being brought down for a line dropout. And this is the kind of thing that can crack a good defensive team like the Titans, just big repeat sets. Bit of a headgear brigade there for the Titans behind the goalpost just quickly. 1, 6, and 9 all wearing them. Just, I think it's Mike Parsons with his shiny forehead for the spine who doesn't wear one. He likes to show off the noob nut as Allison takes one forward there for the Broncos, filling in Lachlan Bund's old spot, who was the one that brought him down. As Barisic now goes through the line and throws a very adventurous pass back to Peter Bretto. Very lucky for that not to be intercepted, but by the same token, quite a nice pass here as he doubles up his effort and goes again. He's really putting his best foot forward here for the Broncos in the season opener as Allison goes down the short side, but he's wrapped up pretty comfortably there by the Titans. Right side defense, Mike Lawson's doing a good job now as Raymond pushes forward and really gets close to the line now. I'd like to have a bit of a zoom in on that camera, but the ref says he didn't go over the line. I believe him. There's now Redo with a grubber and says, "Hey, fan in row 1, you can take this ball home as a souvenir."
Yeah, well, certainly they started to look like they're going to be in a roll there, but unfortunately Raymond being tackled on the 4th, there was no half on that side of the field to do the kick, so Veretto, just a small mishap there. They just need to defend better with a 7-tackle set here.
Yeah, and Titans are one team in this season who you won't want to give 7-tackle sets to. Like we said, when they put it all together, they could fire on all cylinders. And the extra chances were really just, the extra tackles will just give them a couple of extra chances to do that. As Borson's shaped up for the 40-20, but didn't like the way the wind was blowing and took the run. As they spin it out to Liam Rogers, who's moved from prop out to that right second row, just really getting the dirty work in there, making his tackles and making the tough meters. As Sultanar on debut, and I believe on SRL debut, well, I suppose the entire Titans club is on club debut, but Sultanar makes his SRL debut now as McLucky goes to Justin Plays, who's dangerous, turns right inside out, who goes for the dive. I think that's McLucky chasing, and no chance. Justin Plays with a 100-meter try here, and he's dragged his Broncos team kicking and screaming back into this game.
Yeah, very good by the veteran winger Justin Plays, the former captain of the Brisbane Broncos, showing that the old stallion still has it and getting them back onto the board. Hopefully, they can get that pressure and momentum back onto their side.
Yeah, tremendous from Justin Plays. He's one of those players who's been around for quite a while. He's not super active in the chat, so all the young people don't know who he is. But he's been a stalwart in the SRL, and it's for making plays exactly like that week in, week out. And the Broncos are going to need people like him to step up as Levi Raymond slots another over. And we're back to a 4-point ball game.
Well, it's just another way this game can be described, going back and forth between each club. One club just needs to hold onto the ball and keep their momentum, because they keep releasing it after every set.
Yeah, and speaking of clubs, I've just seen McLucky's full sleeve tattoo, and you'd guarantee up on the Gold Coast he's hitting Sin City up every weekend looking like that. And we have to wonder if that's affecting his performance. He was an absolute standout for the Rabbitohs last year, but he's been a bit quiet so far this game, letting Mike Mawson really dictate plays. Edwards, who's his opposition on the same edge, is actually a bit the same with Levi Raymond dominating for the Broncos. So perhaps we've just got a bit of a left to right breeze here that stops the left side of the Titans from touching the ball. Anyway, as Joey Kelly goes straight past Christian McKay, but I couldn't even tell you who that is. Sultan maybe makes a tackle and stops the Broncos' momentum now as Edwards with a nice kick here out to Ben O'Donnell, I believe, who beats the first one and is away, but Joey Kelly's a cop pursuit. Don't get away from that man. And he even manages to take him over the touchline. Feels like one step forward, two steps back here for the Titans.
Well, certainly, but it's the main thing from the Broncos that was a successful set. If they had not taken Ben O'Donnell out of the field, then yeah, you could have kind of called it a 70% successful set. But now with Joey Kelly in the backfield and how fast and strong he is able to show. He's able to get the Broncos back on track and ensure they keep that momentum. What I just said earlier in a couple of minutes ago, they need to keep the momentum to score more points.
Yeah, and scoring points is key to winning the game, so I'm glad we've established that one now. As Simon Hunt makes a good tackle before they spin it out to Barisic, who's really getting through some minutes here and some meters here in his minutes. It looks like he'll be playing 40 straight here. Joey Kelly goes straight through Christian McKay again, but once again Sultan is there to wrap things up and save McKay's blushes as Eddie Devon takes a nice hit up. A nice settler here for the Broncos, and we'll be looking for a fifth tackle result here. They had a bit of time here. They go to Raymond, who puts it high, but it's quite shallow. But Joseph Jackson, the Russian superstar, is on debut, half playing in the centres and manages to take the catch, but unfortunately wasn't able to go anywhere now, as McLucky goes real wide to Lachlan Martin. And just like that, the Titans are out to their own 20-metre line, Dusty.
Yeah, it's what I've been saying every time I can. It's just releasing momentum. So they need to get better at that, both clubs. But what I'm really liking is that now Lachlan Martin's standing up. That's his second touch in the set. They need to just keep going through the middle. They've found a lot of success now going through the middle and not going laterally like they were earlier in the game. So if they get the fundamentals of rugby league right, they can be a unstoppable machine. Look at how Manly have been able to do it over the past couple of seasons.
Yeah, Manly have been quite successful, but they were toppled by the Raiders last season, so maybe we should look at the Raiders, who just seem to come out of nowhere to really win that premiership now, as Levi Raymond pulls out his circus tricks there with a nice juggle, brings it back, as Tharis Marks goes to Redder, who's ball playing out to Eddie Devon, but a bit of a hospital pass. He's wrapped up quite comfortably there by Lachlan Martin, who says that front row Broncos is my spot, young buck, and you'll do well to get through me now, as Allison is also pushed backwards. So the Titans really muscling up here. Fourth tackle, and Broncos are yet to get over halfway. And just like that, Barisic, the man of the moment, it feels like, makes a brutal 12 metres for his team now. So it'll have to be a good kick to get out of trouble. And they go to Raymond, who decides kicking is for other people, is not for me tonight. And Dylan Sharp, the unfortunate beneficiary, to be wrapped up on the Titans' 40-metre line. It feels like this arm wrestle's starting to go slightly the Titans' way.
Well, yeah, I would have, personally, if I was Levi Raymond, I would have been calling for the ball on fourth to get the early kick array and boxing the Titans into their own corner to allow for us to have a better defensive strat there. But that's not what happened, and we have to move on, as Liam Rogers now gets a fast play of the ball.
Yeah, he does. They spin it back to Mike Parsons. But me and you are both forwards, Dusty, so halves think on a different level to us, so we just have to trust Levi Raymond there, do what he was doing. Perhaps some 4D chess, perhaps a mistake. I suppose we'll never know until we ask the man himself. As Crutch now goes to Borsons with a nice kick there, brings it down to Dylan Sharp, who hasn't had a whole lot of ball here, but looks like he's gone straight past Liam Ryan here. Borsons is covering his own kick. Tremendous kick chase there from him. Not a lot of halves would make that tackle as he brings down Dylan Sharp in a crucial moment in this game, as Barisic is pushed backwards for what feels like the first time in 2 seasons. That man knows how to hit his front now. As Isaac Edwards looks to continue the momentum, out to Joseph Jackson with a little in and away. Poor Christian McKay is going to have nightmares tackling this game. He's just been, unfortunately for him, been made a fool of on a couple of occasions now. As Isaac Edwards takes another hit up on the fourth tackle, just pumping down that short side after they were able to get the second row in goal class play. As Rado now ball plays out to Simon Hunt, but a strong tackle there. Pushes him backwards, and the Broncos have one last chance to come away with points in this set. And they go to Levi Raymond, who goes to Isaac Edwards, who poops up the bomb in a very, very tricky spot here. Ooh, and there was the bat back there, but the Bush Ranger, Joey Ned Kelly, couldn't do anything there. And the Titans, once again, are working the ball out from their own half. As David Amando comes in and gets involved, I feel like I haven't seen him all game, Dusty.
No, I haven't either. He's been very quiet on that edge. But now Dylan Murray, who also has been quiet, now makes a bigger step up than Demando. A big thing for the Broncos here, they've just did a tremendous set, I feel, especially with Dylan Sharp. You know, my motto is, if at first you don't succeed, try and try again, and that's what he's done. For every chance he's gotten that ball off the kick, he's ran straight through everyone. He's tried to run straight through everyone and get as close to that try line as he can, and that's what he did. He set his team up for success in that set. And even now, the Titans have been forced to make very slow, minimal effort plays to get into the Broncos' own end, and it's going to be rewarded. But Dylan Sharp's contained this time. The Titans are ready for him.
Yeah, he's been super sharp tonight, Dylan. Like you said, they've kicked to him a lot now. As Joey Kelly makes a mini line break that wrapped up comfortably by Liam Ryan. They kicked a lot to him, old Sharp, and so far he's been up to the task quite comfortably now. As Levi Raymond, a little bump off border Jackson forward. So it looks like we've had some subs here as Rado caught flat-footed, but he's still able to make a couple of metres there in a nice tough run. So our props have had a little interchange now. It looks like Jerome Daly's come on for the Titans, and Allison's back on for the Broncos. I'm not quite sure who the other two are, but I'm sure they'll get involved quickly now. As we have a nice Falcon there, and Marley Arkey, who is the other prop, goes to Eddie Oliver, who kind of turns not such a great finish into something a tiny bit better, but still, Titans on 45 metres, they'll be looking to come away with some points here.
Oh, well, with Eddie being under pressure by lots of Titans defenders, he did what he had to do. It doesn't matter, as they throw a forward past the Titans and the Broncos get it back.
Yeah, Jerome Daly lining up in the unfamiliar position of prop there, just slightly overran his run. A bit faster at the centre than what Ash Crutch is usually used to off his hip now. As Barisic is still on the field somehow. Oh, he must be playing second row there. I really missed that one at half time, but yeah, well, that makes sense. Why he's getting so many run meters sitting at left second row. As now they go out to Dylan Sharp, who beats the first line comfortably. We've got Borsons again, a bit of a hero in defence so far here for the Titans. As Cyrus Marks seems to get an involvement from dummy half, which is good. I haven't quite seen him in this game, unfortunately, as Eddie Oliver takes a tackle on the fifth and final. Now as Kelly goes to Raymond, who grubbers or knocks it on, I'm not really sure, but the end result is Mike Borsons with the ball 15 metres out from his own line. As the Titans once again work it out of their half as Ben O'Donnell gets tackled. Now Borsons goes left to Hayden Davis, who's back on the field. And it looks like Lachlan Martin's just ran back on the field to play lock for the Titans. So all the big dogs coming on at once for the Titans, and they'll be looking to use this strong and powerful forward pack to hold this slender lead, because try as they might, the Broncos just aren't going away.
Yeah, that's right. Every time the Broncos have answers for the Titans here. And Joey Kelly just might be another answer. Just barely scraping, getting down on the ground before touching the touch line. But it's Cyrus Marks who's getting involved now. He heard you, offloaded Levi Raymond. They got a bit of flow on through the middle there. It's just if they can contain it. No flat-footed forwards here would be great.
Yeah, and Borson somehow comes up with the ball. Right as you said, Cyrus Marks had a tremendous run and got involved. The Broncos turn it over. And that feels like a crucial moment in this game with 12 minutes to go, 11 and a half to be exact. The Broncos really need to get on their bike and start catching this rampant Titans outfit, who so far have been quite well contained in the second half.
Yeah, the adrenaline is starting to kick in for the Broncos as they're making some very unfamiliar and unstrategic plays they have to just contain that adrenaline and make sure they get into their kicks and get into the best opportunity that they can score tries. Right now, they've put a lot of pressure on Dylan Sharp to get the runs on field. Someone else needs to be there to allow them to open up for the middle, and it's going to be Joey Kelly this time. He gets over the 40, over the 50, and Liam Ryan tackles him 45 metres out from Liam's shot byline.
Yeah, Liam Ryan just ran him down like an old racehorse, didn't he? Held his line and struck as soon as he got close enough. But you're exactly right. The Broncos have sort of let the adrenaline kick in, but they need to remember this is what off-season for. This is what all the hill runs are for. This is what all the beep tests, all the Broncos, all the shuttles you've watched for the last 10 minutes of the game. When there's no air left in the lungs and your brain's screaming at you to stop, but all you need to do is keep putting 1 foot forward here. And so far, the Broncos are doing it. They're holding strong here as Demando comes out of nowhere, way in from that left wing to make a great take here. And the Titans are doing the exact same thing. There's 9 minutes left. It's their inaugural SRL game, and all they want to do is get away with a win. And it's going to be their big players that need to stand up. Mark Lee's gone off, so they have Lachlan Martin in there to take leadership of the pack. We have Vice-Captain Liam Rogers at right second row here, just really marshalling his troops. And by the same token, Eddie Oliver on captaincy debut for the Broncos, just willing his team to a victory, just willing them to make one more tackle and one more run. And it's going to be a grandstand finish here with 8 minutes to go, as Hayden Davis takes a great hit up and the Titans are 40 metres out from the Broncos line. They made a great kick here and some good kick pressure to keep the Broncos pinned in their own half, and it is a good kick. Justin Place takes it a metre out from his own line, but he beats one, but Liam Ryan, dependable as ever, wraps him up.
Yeah, and got on his back, so that means a slow play to ball. But Joey Kelly gets the offload, a risky one to Jordan Ford, I believe. They need to make sure that they put some pressure on the Titans here, because right now, they're just going 2-out plays. Someone needs to make a hero play for them.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of time left, and they have strike. They have Dylan Sharp, they have Joey Kelly, they have Justin Players, they have Cyrus Marks, they have a lot of players. They have Barisic on man tonight. A lot of players who can make a difference, and they just need that one man to stand up and say, this is my moment, and this is my game to win. As Levi Raymond puts it down to Ben O'Donnell, who's been quite tidy under that ball so far, and breaks a tackle. But Joey Kelly wraps him up quite comfortably now. And with 5 minutes to go, Ash Crutcher goes from half, spots the offside marker, and with 5 minutes to go, you'd think if the Titans can just complete, there'll be a good chance of winning this game, as Liam Rogers really uses his head there to control that ball. He's been watching the Matildas too much in our SRL off-season, as now McLucky takes a nice hit up on the third tackle. 2 tackles left for the Titans. If they can just get a repeat set, or at worst, oh no, the inside ball is not intercepted, and the Titans will be saying, thank the Lord for that, because they know how fraught with danger that play is now. McLucky goes.
Certainly.
McLuckie goes.
Oh, I don't know if that's the kick.
Out, and Cyrus Marks takes it, but Boston, as always, is there to wrap him up. A really good defensive halfback in his short SRL career so far, as Eddie Oliver starts ball playing with a little tip-on play to Jackson Allison, who's been almost unsighted since he came back onto the field now. As Raymond goes to Cyrus Marks short side, and Ben O'Donnell says, not today, youngster, but he does get an offload that looked a bit suspect, but the refs didn't see a problem with it. And the Broncos are boxed in their own half. The Titans are doing everything they can here to keep themselves out of trouble, and Eddie Oliver takes the hit up on the 4th after a nice offload from Marley Arkeed. As
no,
into his own team, and that could be all she wrote here.
I think so too. The Titans' defense on that right edge was just superb, with both Liam Rogers, Orsons, Cute, and O'Donnell. They were just boxing the left edge of the Broncos into their corner and not able to make any meters. They were getting offloads, but nowhere to go. So great defense all around by the Titans, something they've been superb at for the majority of this game. But Broncos, they need a miracle off this kickoff. They need to put Liam Ryan on his back again and score, because they only have less than 3 minutes.
Yeah, if they don't make a kickoff play here, they'll have 2 or 3 tackles at best to finish the half. So I'd like to see a Jackson Allison, I'd like to see a Simon Hunt just make a big statement here with an impact tackle. As Boston goes to Jerome Daly, and he's not sat backwards. In fact, he finds his front broke who play the ball now. As Crutcher goes to Christian McKay, who's shaken off his earlier troubles and continually is making moves for his team. His attack's been fine. It's just unfortunately his defence has been a bit suspect. As Liam Ryan now straight through like a hot knife through butter, speaking of a hot knife through butter, that's the Broncos' chance to win in this game. They've been torn to shreds. As Lachlan Martin now takes a hit up. A minute to go here and 2 tackles left for the Titans. You think they'll take the hit up, and they do. McLucky out to Dylan Murray. And now 1 kick, and they're going to have at best 2 tackles here, Dusty.
Yeah, they have... Oh, I don't even know if they have a complete set. Joseph Jackson. Oh, he gets through 1. He's unable to get through Liam Ryan. They have 20 seconds to march downfield. 20 seconds to make a hero play.
10 seconds, 5 seconds. Will they even get to play the ball? They will not. McLucky masters there and holding them down. And the Titans have won their inaugural SRL game, 24 points to 18 against the gallant Broncos, who unfortunately just couldn't quite compete with the class of this Titans outfit.
No, they couldn't. They were strong for the majority of this game. Both teams going at each other, smacking each other, but unable to get the bickies. In this one, the Broncos and Titans, their first game ever, and they score valiantly. They win valiantly. Was it hard fought? Certainly. There was times where I thought the Titans were going to let it slip. The Broncos were going to take the lead, but great game from both teams. Lots to improve on by both teams, and we'll see how they go in future games.
Yeah, a bit of a round 1 game, wasn't it? There were some good moments there. There was also some not so good moments. But in the end, the Titans come away victories. As we look at some stats, 21 out of 27 and 23 out of 30 feels like what that game had. A 60% completion time in possession against 40% for the Titans. I wouldn't have expected that. And the Broncos actually had more line breaks with 30. So there's some good signs there, and they can build on that moving forward. Some individual stats. Yeah, Ben O'Donnell was huge with 191 metres. Christian McKay also quite good with 154. 6 line breaks from Ben O'Donnell and 4 from Liam Ryan. Really put the point on that game for the Titans.
Yeah, we're just seeing how pivotal the back 3 were there. But now moving to the Broncos, Joey Kelly, yeah, no surprise there. Most run meters by the Bronco. With Dylan Sharp, a close third with 170. Yeah, that was no surprise there. He was very good with 10 touches of the ball, averaging 17 meters per run. Great stuff there by the young ringer.
Yeah, honestly, we can also look at 29 tackles for Eddie Oliver and 21 for Pete Bretto, which just shows the 60% possession the Titans had. 188 kick meters from Levi Raymond is quite solid, with only 28 for Isaac Edwards, so a whole lot of kicking there for Levi Raymond. And yeah, overall, not quite the game the Broncos were looking for, but there's some building blocks there for the rest of their season.
They have the star players to win. They just need to ensure they can keep momentum, keep the errors out of their game, and they can win football games. Because just the way their forwards played today deserve the win.
Yeah, exactly. They had the building blocks, the Broncos. They just need the cement. And we'll have to see if they can pull that out as the season goes on. Anyway, I'm Stick O'Brien, joined by Dusty. It was a pleasure watching this game as always, and I hope you stick around for the last game of the first round of Season 7.